Hello friends, welcome back to ProHut IT Services. Good to see you back. Today in this video, we'll learn the steps to create Azure Load Balancer. To start with, let's create two virtual machines and we're gonna add these two virtual machines in the backend pool of Azure Load Balancer. So let's create a first virtual machine. Click on Create, click on Azure Virtual Machine. We don't have any resource group, so let's create a new resource group with the name of RG01. We'll name this VM as VM01. We'll create this in Australia East. For availability, we'll select no. Security will be standard. Image will be Windows Server 2019. Size, we're gonna select the T2S V3. Let's keep the username as TU01. For ports, we'll open both the ports, which is HTTP and RDP, because we're gonna deploy IIS on this server. Click on Next, click on Next, click on Next, click on Next. We'll disable the boot diagnostic. Click on Next, click on Next, click on Review and Create. Click on Create. So this VM will take a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, we'll create one more virtual machine. We'll again go to the virtual machine, click on Create, click on Azure Virtual Machine. We'll select the same resource group. We'll name this VM as VM02. It will be in the same region. For availability zone, we'll select No. We'll again select Windows Server 2019. We'll use the same size of VM. For inbound ports, we'll open HTTP and RDP ports. Click on Next, click on Next. In the networking, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the existing VNet that we have, which is RG01, and we're gonna select the same subnet in which we have deployed VM01. So we'll verify the same. So here we can see that we have the virtual network with the name of RG01-VNet, and the subnet name is default. So we're gonna use the same for VM02. Click on Next. Click on Next. We'll disable the boot diagnostic. Click on Next. Click on Review and Create. Click on Create. We'll wait for this virtual machine to be created. In the meantime, we'll go to the first virtual machine and install IIS on that. So we'll take the public IP address of VM01, take remote of this server. We'll copy the commands to install IIS and create index.html. We'll open the PowerShell. and we'll run the command. It will take a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, we'll install IIS on second server. We'll take the public IP address of VM02, take remote, on the VM02, we're gonna open PowerShell as an admin. And we will run the command to install IIS and create the web page. Let's go to the first VM. Okay, so now we have IIS installed on VM01 and we have index.html file created. The reason why we see this error because we have copied the command twice. So we'll verify the same by going to the Edge browser. We'll type localhost to verify if we have the IIS installed or not. So yes, we can see that it's working. Now let's go to the VM02 and verify the installation. As we can see that the installation is still in progress. So let's wait for the same. Okay, so we have IIS installed on VM02. So we can verify the same. Let's type localhost. Okay, so as of now, all looks good. Now the next step is to remove the public IP address from both the virtual machines because these two virtual machines will be behind the load balancer. We're going to add these two virtual machines in the backend pool of load balancer, and the load balancer will talk to the local IP or the private IP address of these virtual machine, which in this case is this is the private IP address of VM02, and for VM01, if we scroll down, so we can see this is the private IP address of VM01. So let's remove the public IP address of VM01. So we're gonna go to overview, disassociate the public IP address. Once it is done, the next step is to delete the public IP address because for load balancer, we're gonna create a new one. We'll go to the virtual machine 2, go to the public IP address of VM02, click on overview, disassociate it, click on yes. It will take a few minutes. Okay, so now we can delete the public IP address of VM02. So now we don't have any public IP address associated with VM01 or VM02, which means we cannot access these two servers over the internet. So now the next step is, let's refresh that so that I can show you that the public IP address is deleted from these two virtual machines. From VM02, we can see that there is no public IP address. Let's check the same for VM01. So we don't have any public IP address for VM01 or VM02. Now the next step is to create the load balancer, and this will be a public load balancer. For that, we'll search for load balancer, click on load balancers, click on, make sure that out on the left hand side, load balancer is selected. Click on create. We gonna create the load balancer in the same resource group in which we have created these two virtual machines. We'll name it. We'll select standard as a SKU. We want public load balancer, not the internal. For the tier, we'll go with regional. Click on next to select the front-end IP address. Click on add a front-end IP configuration. Name it. We want IPv4 and we want IP address. We don't have any public IP address available, so we'll create a new one. Click on OK. Click on add. Click on next. So we need to add the backend pool. So click on add for backend pool. Give it a name. Select the virtual network that we have. In the virtual network, we'll select the IP address of the VMs which we wanted to add. So we'll select the VM01 IP address, and then we'll select the VM02 IP address. Click on. Once done, click on save. So here we have both the virtual machines added as a backend pool. Click on next to define the inbound rule. So for the load balancing rule, click on add a load balancing rule. Here define the name. So the rule means that how exactly load balancer is going to work. So as per the rule, whenever a request comes to the front-end IP address of load balancer, which we have created, it will forward the request to the backend pool. So in the backend pool, we have already added two virtual machines. So we'll select the backend pool. So which means the request will come to the front end, it goes to the backend. And when the request will go to the backend, we need to define the port for both front-end IP address and for the backend IP address. So it will use protocol TCP, and the front-end IP port is 80. Backend port is again 80. The health probe is something that we need to create. So here we'll define the name. On which protocol we want to check that. So it will be HTTP. So it will check after an interval of 5 seconds. Click on OK. No other changes are required. Click on add. So here we have the load balancing rule defined. Click on next for the outbound rule. So we don't need to define anything for the outbound rule. We'll talk about this in the future videos. Click on review and create. Click on create. Okay, so load balancer is created now. Click on go to resources. Click on front-end IP configuration. So this is the front-end IP address that we have. Copy the address, go to the new tab, paste the IP address, and let's see whether it works or not. So here we can see that the request is going to the VM01. Now let's try the same on another browser. So I have opened the Edge in incognito window. Let's paste the IP address of load balancer, hit enter, and now we can see that the request is going to the VM02. So which means whenever anyone request to the load balancer, it will load balance the request and send it to the backend pool. I hope you have understood the concept about the Azure Load Balancer. This was the public load balancer that we have created. Similarly, we can create the internal load balancer, which we're gonna talk in the future videos. I'll explain the concept, when it is required, why it is required. Till then, enjoy, have fun, keep learning. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks for watching.